9 days till Christmas. That being said, get on up and start soaking those raisins. Dust off the baking tins and start gathering your ingredients. After all, the Christmas cakes aren't necessarily going to bake themselves. And what is Christmas without a cake? Think on it. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. We have an interesting show lined up just for you, so stay tuned.
Good day, ladies. We're going into communities to identify persons on the voters list over 40 years old who have died, so the EOJ can update their voters list.
Oh, Derek can come off of the list now, and last year I'm dead.
Exactly.
From November 2018, the EOJ will be conducting a special exercise to remove the names of voters that have passed away from the voters list. You can help. Call the EOJ at 888-991-VOTE. For more information, visit our website at ecj.com.jm.
Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can a man's soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Meet Elroy Richards.
I never really grew with a dad. Never knew what it's like to have a father around. Being a father, I said to myself, I will do much better than my father. That's one of the things that kept me really going.
I'm going to ask you to put your hands together for Giovanni Richards.
Parenting is I learned now, it's a lifetime job. It's not a one-off, 3-day wonder. It's very challenging, but you know, I make a pledge or a promise to myself. I stick to the task, come what may, and that really kept me going. Jay, remember I got this one, it was like, wow. And I was always telling you, keep focused, stay focused, and you only can get better.
Sometimes I help me study most of the time, and he always motivates me sometimes, like when I let down myself. He is special because he cares for me. He's always looking out for me, and he's loving and kind. Daddy, thank you for looking after me for all those years, 9 years and a couple months, and I hope you will live to see me grow up big.
I never really grew with a dad. Never knew what it's like to have a father around. So recently, I found a dad, and it brought closure in my life. And of course, we would say, well, father never mind, you know, mind your son, and you know, so it's very important to have a father. As a matter of fact, it's very important to have both parents in anybody's life. When one parent is missing, it's have a psychological effect on the child. I went through a lot emotionally. I remember even at times, you know, making up stories that I'm going to spend holiday with my dad, and there's no dad. You know, it kind of really took a toll on me. You know, and sometimes things do happen that you can get strength from it. It either break you or make you. So he's not there, and me ensuring that I'm there, I think it further encouraged me to stay. But then again, on the other hand, it still saddened me to see that now I am the father of my child, ready to play this role, but then his mother now, on the other hand, is absent. So it's more like he's heading the direction that I was in, and that's the real sad part about it. You know, that's the real sad part about it. I would rather a situation that he has me as a father and his mother is present, that I never have that settings. So I'd rather that, but it is what it is.
He has been a very supportive father. He would come in at time to time to, find out how Giovanni is doing. And if he has any issues at home, he would come and he would talk to me about it. Sometimes we come up with solutions together. And he really supports Giovanni. Even in our last sports day, he was here and Giovanni participated in one of the races. And he was there to cheer on Giovanni. And Giovanni felt so proud to know that his dad was there. He's one of the top students. And I always encourage him, to work hard because he has the ability. And I'm just waiting to see what he's going to be in the future because he's an amazing student. And I know that he's going to do well. And his dad always, shows that level of care and support and encouragement. And I think his dad is doing a wonderful job. He must be commended.
My type of work, I've been working long hours, but I always call and find out how Giovanni is doing. You have your lunch money and everything. Okay? Pencil in your bag? All right, and remember, say the little prayer before you step out. Remember that, Gio.
Sometimes when he's gone, I feel sad because sometimes he's the only company I have.
My mother, before she got ill, used to take care of him. My sister and a lady friend. I've met a lot of fathers out there, good fathers who motivate me and I get strength from them also.
When Marky is not at home, Jay stay with me or my children. He's dedicated, he's mother and father for his son. I think Jay means the world to him.
But in all of that, it to me doesn't really add up to Giovanni because he's more expecting me, my presence, more than any other present. And sometimes I feel like I owe him much more because it's not really the time that you spend. It's more like the quality time. Because you have a lot of persons who are present and yet still they are not active.
I would say to the best father in the world from your loving son, Gio. Happy Father's Day. I hope you will live to see many, many more Father's Day, and I wish you the best.
Remember, Daddy loves you. I'm saying that as fathers, we need to play that role. Be strong, not only to be the man at the house, but the man who is present physically, spiritually, all of the financially, all of the outlets. It helps.
Do not leave valuables such as gifts, laptops, and cell phones in plain view in your car. If you have to leave these items in the vehicle, put them in the trunk. This will decrease the likelihood of a car break-in.
You can never be too careful and can never know enough when it comes to cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. Check this out.
Oscar! Oscar! Oscar!
Though this is a dramatization, it has happened quite often. In the field, at home, or at work, a loved one collapses and is unresponsive. What follows? Usually chaos, confusion, heartache. Instead of immediately providing that critical resuscitation technique which may prevent death.
CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a skill that is an emergency skill that is used to revive someone whose heart has stopped beating. Cardiac arrest can happen to anyone at any time. In the event that happens, you need to know the skills that you need to perform to revive these persons or give these persons a chance of survival.
We never know when we'll be in a situation where we need to help someone else. It's really just a little bit of your time, and I think it would be a worthwhile investment in learning these skills so we can render assistance.
Even when someone is choking, the techniques learned in CPR may be applied to save that person from asphyxiation. To release the person's airway, position yourself behind them and clasp your fist at the navel and roll in an upward motion. When someone is unresponsive, that's a whole other ballgame. The person may become unresponsive for several reasons. For instance, they could have a medical condition. To really know if someone is unresponsive and in need of CPR,
tap the person's shoulder and shout, "Sir, sir, sir," or "Ma'am, are you okay?" Once the person is not responding to you, and they can respond in several forms. They can answer by moaning, they can groan, they can open their eyes, they can move a limb. If the person is not responding to you, now you need to scan the chest and look if you see breathing. Once the person is not breathing, they are termed as being unresponsive. So once you have somebody collapsing, the first thing you need to do is check your environment, ensure that your environment is safe for you. Once the environment is safe, now you need to assess the person who has collapsed. Once someone is unresponsive, has no signs of life, call for help and bare the person's chest. So you remove their upper garments. Find your hand position. It's on the lower half, center of the chest, lower half of the breastbone, and you push in 30 times at the Bee Gees song, that's Staying Alive. Ha, 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 Staying Alive. If you are trained, after 30 compressions, you can give 2 breaths. If you are not trained, you don't know about CPR, you give hands-only CPR. So hands-only CPR is where you compress the chest. You need to continue that on the way to the hospital, so you're maintaining cells' life.
it's possible for anyone and everyone to learn CPR.
Nannies, construction workers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, everyone should learn CPR. Once you're able-bodied, you can learn CPR.
In terms of age, it's said as young as 12 years old can learn the art to save a life.
So many times, children get in situations that they need assistance. In fact, a cousin of mine, her son got into some distress. She realized that he wasn't breathing one day, and she was able to help him by giving him CPR. So I think that was really important that she had those skills so that she could assist her son, because who knows what would have happened if she wasn't able to give him that immediate assistance.
This course, I've done it before, and I find it very interesting because I work a lot with children, and one time I have to do a CPR on a little boy because there was leave under my care, and mother wasn't around, and he was eating some plum and playing on a plum seed, stabbing his throat, and I just hear him coughing, but it never very severe because he was coughing. So when he was coughing, I hold him up and I try to do a little, I understand the CPR, tell him to cough. And he cough and cough until it actually come up.
I had a patient once, and while I was there in the bathroom with that person, the person just fell unconscious, and I was there, didn't know exactly what to do, but I was there saying, "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I didn't know much, what to do, but I decided to put the person on the side, and I was there trying to stop the person. Then I was saying to myself, if I had known CPR well enough, I could perform it.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is one of the several local organizations that offer training in CPR.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is an authorized training center for the American Heart Association. We offer CPR training for medical and non-medical persons. We have our scheduled in-house training, and organization can call us to schedule classes at their convenience.
CPR!
It's almost the start of a new year and almost time for another PCJ energy competition. Your inventions will have to be a cut above the rest, so you may want to start brainstorming from now. In the meantime, check out one of this year's winners.
On a daily basis, we experience frequent power outages. When we experience those frequent power outages, school is disrupted. So PCJ giving us a science competition under the theme to develop a future renewable energy storage device. The flywheel energy storage system would have been the perfect one that actually fits.
The Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica gave the Winston Jones High School an opportunity of a lifetime through its 2018 Schools Energy Program competition. The students and their teachers from the Manchester-based institution worked long and hard to accomplish their task.
We wanted to have the most suitable and the most attractive model for the competition.
So the model that we built is a very environmentally friendly storage system. It is a flywheel storage system along with a wind turbine system.
We use our old sewing machine, old printers. We take out the motor out there and we use the edge of the sewing machine, that heavy thing, to make the rotating mass.
We come up with the different series wiring to wire wires underneath the board and to staple them properly to show that not any of the wires are pulled when we bring the board to PCJ.
It did work the first time because we have motor machine up, we have fan belts rubbing out, and the board we put it that could manage it the first time, so we'd have to remake it.
And remake they did, so that eventually their flywheel energy storage system was a cut above the rest, and they were placed first in the 16 to 19H category.
The wind turbine. The blades will be made in aerodynamic forms. So the wind will turn the blade, which that energy will be called rotational energy, which will then spin the motor. When the motor is then spin, direct current is being generated. Because direct current cannot be stepped up or stepped down, you'll need to convert the current from DC to AC, which will be then converted in the powerhouse. The powerhouse consists of rectifiers, diodes, capacitors, ECT, resistor, just a few. Then it will be then passed to the motor. After it has been converted from DC to AC, it will then power this motor. This motor will start spinning the flywheel, which a belt has been attached to spin the generator also. And the generator will then spin the alternator, and the alternator will convert mechanical energy to electrical energy to power the loads.
From winning the competition, the school received $500,000 to implement its flywheel project.
We are going to seek further funding from other donor agencies. The reason for this is that I'd want Winston Jones to be the first secondary school in Jamaica that actually have a renewable storage, energy storage device system.
This is very significant for the vision of the institution. We are seeking to become a 21st century learning community that is catering to the full development of all our students. And so this will get more parents, guardians, and other stakeholders to see Winston Jones High as a school of choice.
Kingston and St. Andrew, beautiful parishes filled with rich history, offering you something different this holiday season if you are someone looking for an adventure.
I am on the southeastern end of the island, washed by the Caribbean Sea, bounded by St. Andrew to the east, west, and the north. I may be little, but guess what? Me talawa. So this isn't really about the history of Kingston, but if it was, I'd tell you that it's been crafted from beneath our shores and extends across the harbor further inland where the musical beats of ska, reggae and mento were formed.
The music industry has been quite well documented, and to my recollection it started more of an effort to play music that other people couldn't play than as an industry. It kind of unearthed that spirit, that creative spirit in Jamaican, and we broke all of the recording rules, but we came up with a product that kind of represented the kind of Jamaican spirit, and that indomitable spirit. And it gave a sort of voice or expression to our Africanness. From the 70s, 80s, 90s, Jamaica celebrated a number of great icons. You know, we're talking about the Ernest Smiths, the Pluto Shervintons, the Dennis Browns, you know, the Gregory Isaacs, the Alton Ellis, and then we get into the megastar region, the Jimmy Cliffs and the Peter Tosh, and then the Bob Marleys. Reggae is the soundtrack of our lives, you know. Reggae is of us, about us, with us, and it has remained true to us as a Jamaican expression.
Over there.
Oh my God. What? I remember the link. So after that tubs of knowledge about Kingston's musical history, you must be hungry. So come, we'll go down a town. It is commonly believed that Coronation Market is located on an old African burial ground and was called Duppy Market before being given its royal name.
Coronation Market, we have melon over here, we have other things, variety. So you can come down and get fruits, vegetables, scallion, onion over there, you name it. Reasonable at a reasonable cost.
Thank you. Bad piece of soup, yeah. If you thought it was only food being offered here in downtown Kingston, then guess again. Do you remember when I told you earlier that Kingston was bordered by St. Andrew? Well, it's time to cross that border and explore the other side. Jamaica is famous for its Blue Mountain grade of coffee, and right now we're at one of the first coffee estates that was founded in the late 1700s. Welcome to Clydesdale.
It's always been an interesting place because the place is full of history, but it's also very interesting from the point of the environment and nature. There's a swimming hole near here where I've been going to swim, and whenever people visit, we always make a trip to Clydesdale. This is the mill house, and there's a vertical water wheel at the other end of the building, outside of the building, that the stream turned, and we can see the remains of the horizontal water wheel that was connected to the water wheel that had the millstones, I think, to grind the coffee. The other interesting feature is that the roof is constructed. You can see the load of the roof comes down to the center as well as out to the walls. And the verticals came down and carried the load through the beams and down through the columns to the ground. This seems to be the residence, and I say that because there's an obvious kitchen area, which is an outside cooking area that's set up with stove and so on. There's a herb garden outside. Inside here you see the remains of toilets and basins. You need to step carefully and watch out for rusty nails. There's a fireplace, which is an upstairs and downstairs fireplace.
Caenwood is a nice place. The environment, the climate, the river them, you know, it's nice, and you come by Caenwood and you can just sit in you can observe a fresher breath. For them say by the tree, you live more healthier.
We've been having so much fun today and our time together is almost over. But before it does, I have a surprise just for you. I bet you thought that was a surprise, but nope, we're not there yet, so let's keep going. Nestled in the hills of St. Andrew in the Bowden district, opposite the Hermitage Dam, it's the scenic Falling Edge Waterfalls. Let's go. Do I go to the right or do I go to the left? Guys, take the left. I hope you had a great time on the scenic tour of Kingston and St. Andrew. Don't just sit and watch it on your TV. Go on out and explore. These and other parishes await.
Export is one of our critical pieces, it's critical in our lifeblood, it's in our DNA. We have to export. We're a small island nation. We have tremendous products. We need to take them to the world in a more organized, systematic way where we respect standards, we understand the adaptability of our products to market demands, where we understand the markets that we are trying to penetrate. Export Max is that program, identifying that demand, identifying the market trends, helping the companies to adapt their products, and that mentorship which we brought on in Export Max 2 is a critical component, because the ones who are successful must help the ones who have not started yet or who have not yet been successful.
Export Max, paving the way for businesses, entities that can help make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and to do business. Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Send your feedback on today's show to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Also follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course there's Twitter. Download our app on your Apple and Android devices, and you can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.